Yo! Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be reviewing the Scarpa Chimera, and first of all, these shoes are really cool just design wise. They have these nice little dots and the blue part. I just think the model is really cool, but it'll be pretty similar to the last review I did for the Dragos XT. So I'm gonna go over the tip of the shoe, the heel hook, the toe pad, and also for slabs. So how good is the rubber? So I'm gonna go into all of these in a second, but first of all, I just want to thank Scarpa for sending me these shoes. It's really cool of them for me to try them and review them for me to tell you how it feels. I'll also be reviewing the Dragos LV in another video, but for today, I'm only gonna focus on these shoes. So without further ado, let's get into the review of these shoes. Okay, so first, the tip of the shoe, I noticed that it's quite a bit stiffer than the original Dragos and the Dragos XT, so a lot more resistance when it comes to small footholds. You can also check on the Scarpa website on the description of the Chimeras. Whatever the hell PCB tension means, it gives more support directly to the big toe. But yeah, if you want to do some research, make sure you look at their website. They explain everything about the shoe. And I think it's also really cool for outdoor bouldering, so I tried them and it works perfectly. I also tried these shoes on board climbing, especially on the kilter board, and I didn't have any issue with the small footholds. I could really put lots of weight and it would just hold. And you know how sometimes the climbing shoes tend to just dry fire off a hold? Well, I think with these shoes, since they have great support on the big toe, it'll be less likely to happen. Really don't have to worry about being like too soft and feeling your toe putting a lot of pressure on the foothold. It has good support. So next, I always like to talk about the heel hook of the shoes that I buy. These shoes are especially cool for heel hooks since you can tie them up. For me especially, I like to tie them up really tightly since I want the heel hook to be really compressed. And that way I won't have this annoying bubble underneath my foot. So I think it's really cool for heel hooks because for the Dragos XT I felt like my heel was leaving a little bit since it only had Velcros and the heel hook wasn't too tight. But in this situation I can really just tie up the shoe, and yeah, my heel hook is not going anywhere. The rubber is pretty much the same as the Dragos, but I think in my preference the Dragos XT are so cool for the heel hooks. Personally, I just think the Dragos XT have this friction on the heel hook that just sticks better into slopers or some really bad holds. So it really depends on the situation. Since the Dragos XT are a bit more loose, I don't like them when it comes to small crimps. But here, for example, you have this small border that can really support your shoe when it comes to like small crimps or rotating your shoe. So now for the toe pad. I think the toe pad in this shoe is amazing. As you can see, it goes all the way back down, and that way you have lots of space to place the toe hook, and the friction is simply as good as the Dragos, so it sticks really well. And that's pretty much the only thing that I didn't like too much about the Dragos XT. It's that the second Velcro did take some space away from the toe pad, but in this situation it goes all the way back. And if I'm not mistaken, the Dragos does have a space here that doesn't have rubber. And same situation here, we have these laces, but it doesn't take away the toe pad from the right side. And I don't really need more toe pad than this if I do toe hooks. So when it comes to the softness of the shoe, surprisingly, it's really soft. I didn't expect it to be soft. I wanted this to be more of an outdoor bouldering shoe, but turns out that I tried them on slabs and it actually worked super well. It's so surprising. Any Scarpa shoes is really soft, but especially these ones, since people told me it was a lot stiffer than Dragos, I didn't think they would bend too much on volumes, but turns out it's super good. It can be used for competitions or for slabs. Anything you want to do indoors, it's really cool. Probably doesn't bend as much as the Drago and Dragos XT, but it's super close. Like, I actually didn't feel like I needed to switch my shoes for slabs because it has the X2 grip. You can bend it anywhere. It's like a shoe. Again, you can like fit this in your pocket. So yeah, really soft, and nothing else to say. It's really cool for slabs. In this clip, I can even prove that it holds into dual text, but I would still never recommend just stepping on dual text. It's disgusting. So when it comes to the asymmetry, you can see that these shoes are very asymmetrical. So for me, I think this is like the limit that my foot can take. Originally I took 41s in the Dragos. These are 42s and I can still feel my toes being a little squeezed, but that's just like the shape of my toes. So I just think it's the same as the Dragos. It's as asymmetrical, but the Dragos XT are less asymmetrical. So if you want comfort for your foot instead, I would recommend the Dragos XT. But yeah, if you fit well into this shape and it doesn't hurt anywhere when you put them, I think the fit is going to be good. The only thing that I noticed is that these are a bit more stiff than the Dragos, and it's pretty weird, but the bottom of my foot, like over here, started hurting after like 3 hours of climbing, and I didn't know why, but I think it's because it's a bit more stiffer to the sides. But the Dragos like are really soft, and I feel like my foot has more space underneath. But in this situation, it was probably a little squeezed. And I don't know if that's the reason. I'm just trying to understand why it hurt underneath, but I was also climbing for 3 hours, so it's pretty reasonable. So a small downside of this shoe for me is gonna sound pretty obvious, but the laces, it's cool when it comes to like being tight in the shoe, but it's annoying to take out. And yeah, I do take them out pretty often since I took them pretty small. And for bouldering, after a couple of attempts, you kind of want to take them out and just let your foot rest. But in this situation, you have to like take the laces out, and I don't know, sometimes it can feel annoying. That's of course preference. Some people use these shoes for their whole session, they don't even take them out. So maybe if you do lead or trad, it's probably better since you don't really take them out for the whole route. But in bouldering, sometimes you want shoes that you can take out pretty easily, like slips on or like Velcros. But yeah, it takes probably, I don't know, like 5 seconds more. And yeah, that's just something you have to consider it. But like to enter the shoe, it's really cool. You have this Velcro, so it's really nice. And I like when I tie them up. Like I can tie them up however I want. If I want them to be a bit more soft, I won't really like tie them up. But if I want my heel hook to stick, I'm gonna be like super tight. So that's pretty much it for the Chimeras. Thank you again, Scarpa, for sending me these shoes. And let me know in the comments what you think about these shoes if you have them. Or if you don't, I hope this helped you to understand how they feel. And if you were thinking of buying these shoes, I hope I help you with this video of knowing a bit more about how it works on different styles. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you have any other ideas or shoes that you want me to review, put them in the comments. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.